Resine paints are designed and made right here in New Zealand to endure our unique climate and harsh environment. Quality paints that last. Resine, it's all over New Zealand.
Kei aku nui, kei aku rahi, tēnā rā koutou katoa. I wish you all a warm welcome to the presentation of the 2020 Gisborne Hawke's Bay Architecture Awards, proudly brought to you by Te Kāhui Whaihanga, New Zealand Institute of Architects. I have hosted the New Zealand Architecture Awards in the past, in person and in front of a full audience. Things have changed this year, but as the whakatauki has it, ka mate kāinga tahi, ka ora kāinga rua. When one house fails, build another. So, although the format of tonight's event is different, its purpose remains the same: to recognise the achievements of architects and their clients, celebrate New Zealand's architecture, and acknowledge the difference good design can make in our communities. Before we start the awards, we have a message from the new president of Te Kāhui Whaihanga, New Zealand's Institute of Architects, Judy Keith-Brown.
Tēnā koutou e te whānau o Te Kāhui Whaihanga. Over the next 8 evenings, we are celebrating outstanding architecture produced by talented architects and builders and committed clients across the country during the past year. For the first time in the history of Te Kāhui Whaihanga, we are doing this virtually. You can all be seen across New Zealand and the rest of the world. The team at Te Kāhui Whaihanga has worked hard to support our profession during this strange time. I want you to consider your experiences during the lockdown period and how you think we might work differently. What changes do you think there will be to our houses and offices, towns and cities? How can we best contribute to the economic, environmental and social recovery of New Zealand? First, we need to be regarded as an essential profession. We need to work collaboratively, and we need the public to understand what architects can offer to their communities. It's important that you know that I, as your president, and the Institute are here for you. These awards acknowledge the trust and confidence clients place in us. They also signify the difference we can make to the lives of all people, and they highlight our ambition to realise healthier, more livable and more resilient buildings. Thank you to everyone who entered the awards and to the judges. It was certainly a different process this year. Congratulations to all our winners. Finally, thank you Resine, a New Zealand company supporting New Zealand architecture. Resine has been our partner in these awards for 30 years and it has been a great relationship.
In this very unusual year, the Gisborne Hawke's Bay Awards jury was one of the few local architecture awards juries that was able to make site visits before the lockdown. The jury was led by convener Renee Woods from Havelock North. She was joined on the jury by architects Gary Lawson from Auckland and Yvonne Forrest and Ezra Kelly from Napier. Renee says her jury was delighted that this year there was a substantial increase in entries into the Gisborne Hawke's Bay Architecture Awards. A mix of local and out-of-town practices provided a rich variety of projects, she says, and in many of the award-winning projects there was a nod to craft, culture and regional architectural traditions. Small community and residential projects more than held their own, which bodes well for the immediate economic future. While we are celebrating the winners tonight, we want to acknowledge all of those projects that were entered into the Gisborne Hawke's Bay Architecture Awards this year, and especially the projects that were shortlisted by the judges. Here are those shortlisted projects. That was a shortlist. Now for the winners of the 2020 Gisborne Hawke's Bay Architecture Awards, which will be announced by category. The first category is Commercial Architecture. The winners are 66 Reeds Quay by Architects 44. This building serves a commercial and wider civic purpose as it imparts some identity to a part of Gisborne City that has been overlooked. The building connects to the Taruheru River and animates the immediate streetscape. Innovative structural strengthening has been integrated cleverly with the original building in a manner that preserves a sense of the building's history. Joel Road by RTA Studio. In this considered exercise in contextual design, a mixed-use development has been integrated successfully into Havelock North Village. The project enhances the local streetscape and anticipates, through the inclusion of a lively laneway, future development in the neighbourhood. Architect and client are to be congratulated on achieving a quality result from a commercially driven project. The next award is in the Heritage category. The winner is Hawke's Bay Opera House by Dave Pearson Architects. In this inspiring project, a skilled architect working with committed clients has restored an historic building and strengthened the spirit of a community. The judicious balance of boldness and delicacy has produced a wonderful atmosphere that engenders a sense of occasion and provides an outstanding venue for live performance. The revived Hawke's Bay Opera House demonstrates that important heritage buildings can be saved and can have a purposeful new life. Hawke's Bay Opera House is also the recipient of a Resine Colour Award. The Hospitality category has two winners. They are Wine Lounge by C. Knott Architects. This careful installation has revitalised and transformed an existing tenancy to create a meeting room for wine lovers. Rich panelling, handmade lighting, and sheer drapery speak to the romance associated with old world wines, while Southern Hemisphere materials, earthy surface treatments, and contemporary joinery celebrate the region's new winemaking pedigree. Craggy Range River Lodges by Clarkson Architects. Designed to offer guests the chance to experience the extraordinary landscapes at Craggy Range, these lodges are exemplars of careful planning, beautiful detailing, and impeccable space making. With an architectural aesthetic that is sensitive both to established buildings on the site and to the landscape, these lodges are distinctly at home in their context. The next awards are in the housing category. There are 3 awards. The first goes to Turley House by Gavin Cooper Architect. The work of Guy Natush and John Scott was a starting point for this thoughtfully designed home, which is the product of years of planning by its owners. Its honesty, directness, and considered scale gives the Turley House a quiet presence and humble elegance appropriate to those who inspired it, and a credit to those who designed and built it. Cantilever House by Summit Chaplin Architects. The dramatic cantilevered forms and stacked volumes of this home draw a direct line from the glamour of mid-century California to modern-day Havelock North. The house enjoys panoramic views, but is also screened from the neighbouring properties. A house this big and bold could seem heavy, but a close relationship with sun, sky and water give it a surprising levity. Park Hill Farm by Townsend Architects. A simple structure belies the depth of detailing in this house. Strong horizontal forms anchor the house in its landscape, and the jet black exterior gives way to a richly textured and calm interior. A narrow plan allows abundant views and promotes cooling airflow. Thermal comfort is also provided by generous eaves that offer protection against the Hawke's Bay sun. The next category is Public Architecture. There are 2 awards. The winners are Hastings Police Station by GHD Woodhead Creative Spaces. This complex project demonstrates how careful planning, good access to natural light, consideration of acoustics, and built-in flexibility can enhance a workplace and improve social outcomes. The planning benefited from consultation between client and architect, and this process was the catalyst for a desired cultural shift within the client organisation. Longbush Eco Sanctuary Welcome Shelter by Pack Studio. Clustered forms loosely arranged beneath a large canopy offer a casual and engaging shelter that provides respite, education, and most importantly, delight. The jury commends the architect's passionate personal commitment and dedication to a project full of heart and soul. The final category is small project architecture. The winner is Cornwall Park Toilets by Citrus Studio Architecture. A thoughtful and deliberate design response has resulted in a structure that communicates care and respect for its community, while also engaging in a little light-hearted fun. A delightful addition to a popular park, these facilities are a case study in the use of good design to elevate the activities of everyday life. Cornwall Park Toilets are also the recipient of a Resine Colour Award. Congratulations to all those involved in the projects that received Gisborne Hawke's Bay Architecture Awards. All winners will be acknowledged on the NZIA website and social media accounts and will be published through media outlets from tomorrow. If you are a winner, you will receive your certificate in the next few days. Please note that all award-winning projects will go forward for consideration in the 2020 New Zealand Architecture Awards, which will be judged and announced at the end of the year. Thank you again to the Gisborne Hawke's Bay Awards jury convened by Renee Woods. Thank you to the sponsor of the awards program, Resine Paints. And finally, thank you, wherever you are, for joining me in this unusual but no less important celebration of the year's best architecture in the Gisborne Hawke's Bay branch of Te Kāhui Whaihanga New Zealand Institute of Architects. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, a tēnā rā tātou katoa.